Hello, it's Kat, and many others in this headspace. Came back to our art channel and realized it's been a long time since we've made even any kind of update. Are we still doing art? Yeah, ignore the talking in the background. That's my husband on the phone to his mother. We are still doing art. Recently been doodling on a hat with permanent marker. Still just trying to create something that expresses who we are. So it is what it is. We're going to start trying to do art again, more. I mean, we've still been doing art, just, not anything we've been posting. We experiment with a little bit of everything. So I thought I'd give an update. As I catch my jewelry on my blanket. Yes, I'm sitting in bed in my bedroom. I thought I'd give an update on the fact that yes, we are still working on our work. Yes, our hands still shake, sometimes worse, sometimes better. This was an experiment with neurographic art that we did. We actually got drawn into it for a little bit. It was oddly soothing, so we did a few of these. And this one was, I remember exactly what we were going through with this one. My daughter had shut me out of her life because I had honestly deserved it. I made mistakes. I didn't understand. I dismissed her mental health when I know better and should know better. I ignored what she was going through. And she sadly felt the need to cut me out of her life to try and recover. And I felt like my heart was being ripped out. But it is to say, it is our own fault. Because as much as I would like her to understand our mental health, I should have tried harder to understand hers. And it is what it is. Mistakes were made. I don't know if she'll ever forgive us. But it is what it is. So we let her live her life and try to be supportive from a distance now. Sorry. We are going through another depressive mode. I guess that's the end of what we had in this. Yes, our cat Robbie is exploring. We have been doing artwork. We still try to do artwork. He's exploring my hat that I've been doodling on. Having DID, knowing that we have DID now, has been an amazing revelation, but it hasn't made life any easier. I know they say knowing is half the battle, but yeah. Every bit of trauma we've suffered in our life just seems to make our DID worse. We went from having roughly 50 headmates at one point to having over 100 because apparently we're polyfragmented. So yeah, our system can shrink and grow, in response to the trauma that we have. It is what it is, and, well, we're doing our best to survive it. Not always the best way, because I wound up in psychiatric hospital at the end of June, beginning of August, because I lost my best friend who passed away. Somebody who'd been my best friend for 35 years. I miss them so bad. And trying desperately to get help, sort my own mental health, and be supportive of my daughter. At least that's what I thought I was trying to do. And it turned out I was doing the exact wrong thing to be supportive for her. And that was when she blocked me, cut me from her life. Hasn't spoken to me since. And that hurts so much. So very much. But I don't blame her. It was our own fault. And yeah, but that's neither here nor there. I was trying to do an art update and I went into a life ramble. Story of our life, I guess. This is what we do. We can't quite separate the two. I hurt so bad from the loss of my best friend and the loss of my daughter that my system split in two, so to speak. Half of my headmates just wanted to die. The other half desperately wanted to live. And at the time we went into the hospital, it was a toss-up which one would win. So, yeah, we went into the hospital for 11 days. Became more stable. Learned a lot about ourselves. But the problem with being in a place that is structured and it gives stability like that is that once you're stable enough, they send you home. Right back into the same mess that sent you to the hospital in the first place. And life continues to be pain, depression, and loss. So now our system counts over 100. It is what it is. Some of the headmates might disappear into the headspace at some point, and our system might shrink again. But it is what it is. We live, we survive, we deal. And through it all, we are still desperately trying to create art. And the problem is when you have more than 100 personalities in your head, and all of them are different, well, nearly all of them are different, and all of them have different ideas of what art is, and how to do art, and what medium they want to use, it makes it difficult. Especially when we have combined ADHD and autism as well. The executive dysfunction is so hard to deal with. No one can agree on what we should do on a regular basis, so we wind up doing nothing. All we want is to be happy, to be able to be ourselves, to be able to express ourselves as we choose. But that is not what this world is for, apparently. Sorry, I didn't mean for this update to be so depressing. But again, it is what it is. Thinking of trying to revisit our first ever video on this channel, The Shape of Our Disorders. Thinking about trying to redo that artwork and make it an art series as we work through different aspects of different disorders. But at least knowing we have DID really did help explain a lot about why our artwork shifts so much and is always so very, very different. Because each personality, each person has their own style, their own ideas of what makes art. And we're all just trying to express ourselves. Love to all.